You film with real footage, real sound, and your own personality. But what if AI could help you take that content to the next level? This isn't about fake AI-generated channels. It's about practical tools that save you time, polish your videos, and keep your audience watching. Today, I'll share 5 simple hacks you can start using right away. All right, let's get started. And by the way, my name is Daria, and I'm a product designer and content creator. I've been helping to create and sell digital products for over 10 years now. On this channel, I show you how to build online products and create content around them, especially with the help of new tools and tech that keep popping up every day. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and let's dive in. Let's start with something super practical: transitions. Here I've got 2 different clips from Bali. Okay, to be honest, they're not really from Bali. They're AI-generated clips, but you might have real footage from a trip, a product showcase, or anything else you want to stitch together. And of course, you could just use a simple cut. Sometimes less is more. But if you want to add a bit of magic, AI can help. Here's how it works. First, export frames. You need to take the last frame of your first clip and the first frame of your second clip. You can do this in whatever editing software you use. Just export them as stills. Then go to higgsfield.ai and hit video, create. You have to choose the right model. In this case, it's Kling 2.1. You can also access Kling directly through their site or via other apps. But what matters is that you're using Kling 2.1 because it supports these special AI transitions. Okay, upload your last frame from clip 1 as the start frame and upload your first frame from clip 2 as the end frame. Now you'll see a library of transitions to choose from. Some are pretty wild. If you want to keep things realistic, avoid the crazy ones. For my Bali clips, I chose flying cam transition, then hit generate. The first result might look a little long or slightly unnatural. But here's the trick. Import it back into your editing software and speed it up, 10 times faster or so. Once you do that, it looks seamless. Almost like one continuous shot. Here's another example. 2 clips I have from a Buddhist temple. One shows a statue of Buddha, the other some incense sticks. Same process. Export the last and first frames. Upload them to Kling 2.1, choose seamless transition, hit generate. And the result? It feels like one fluid shot. No visible AI artifacts, just a smooth, natural blend. Tip? For the best results, make sure your clips have consistent lighting, camera angle, and color grading. That's what makes the transition feel real. Now let's say you don't just want a transition, but a more cinematic intro. Here's an example. We've got an influencer talking in a cafe. It's fine as is, but let's spice it up. We'll add an outside shot of the cafe to create a drone-style entrance. Here's how. Export a frame from the video, but not the very first frame. Wait 1 to 2 seconds, then export a frame with the subject and use that frame as your end frame. Use a still photo of the cafe exterior as your start frame. Choose flying cam transition and hit generate. Again, the first output may feel too long or slightly off. Just shorten it in your editor so it lasts about 2 seconds. The artifacts disappear, and what you get is a smooth FPV drone-like intro that makes your scene way more dynamic. Quick pause. If you're finding this helpful, a like and a subscribe would mean a lot and help me keep creating more videos like this. Alright, let's move on to B-roll. This video is mainly for creators who shoot their own footage. But let's be honest, every content creator runs into this problem. You're editing, and suddenly you realize you're missing that one perfect shot. Maybe you've got a wide shot of the ocean, but to make it immersive, you'd love a close-up of the waves hitting the sand. Or you've got a static shot that would look way better with some camera movement. Instead of reshooting, you can let AI generate that missing B-roll for you. First, choose your generator. I usually go with VO3, but honestly, you can pick whichever tool works best for you. The key here is making sure your generated clips blend seamlessly with your original footage. Now, you've basically got 2 main approaches. You can either generate a clip based on a text prompt, or you can use a start frame image. If you go with the text prompt route, the first thing you'll want to do is study your original footage. Look closely at the lighting, the mood, the camera angle, and the overall color style. Then, write a prompt that describes all of that. And here's a little trick. You don't have to do this all by yourself. Export one representative frame from your video and drop it into ChatGPT. You can say something like, I want to generate a VO3 video in a similar style and vibe to the attached frame. Please help me describe the ambience, but I'll change the subject details myself. ChatGPT will then generate a detailed prompt for you. You can adapt it. Keep the parts you want, like camera movement or lighting, and remove the things you'll handle later in post-production, like color grading. Once that's ready, add your subject into the prompt. For example, you could say, "Close-up shot of a white lotus flower floating gently on the water," and you're good to go. Now, the other option is starting with a frame instead. This locks in both the subject and the vibe of your clip right away. To do this, go to higgsfield.ai, click on Image, then Create Image, and select the Nano Banana model from the list. This model lets you upload up to 8 reference images. You can use frames from your original footage as references and then describe the new scene you want. For example, close-up shot of the flowers from the temple in Bali, surrounded by incense smoke. Use color grading, light, and vibe from the attached images. From there, you'll get some image proposals. Sometimes you'll need to regenerate a few times or tweak the prompt until it's exactly what you're after. Once you have a start frame you're happy with, feed it into VO3, or another video generator in Higgsfield, or even directly via Google's Flow platform. Okay, now let's move on to the A roll. In other words, you talking to the camera. You've probably done this 100 times. You shoot, everything looks fine. But then in post-production, you realize one phrase is missing. Normally, you'd cover it up with B-roll and record a voiceover. But here's the thing, you don't have to do that anymore. Since you already have your footage, you have enough material to create a video avatar of yourself. Not to replace you completely, but just to add the missing parts when needed. Here's how. The first step is to head over to heygen.com. If it's your very first time using the tool, you'll need to create an avatar. Make sure you choose the option Create Your Avatar. Don't go for the photo to avatar shortcut. I've tested it, and honestly, it looks way too artificial. Your audience knows how your mouth and face move, and they'll pick up immediately if something feels off. So, just follow the instructions, upload your footage, and let HeyGen process it. Luckily, it doesn't take long. Now, in my case, I already have an avatar set up, so all I do is add new footage to my existing one. HeyGen is smart enough to recognize that it belongs to the same person. Once your avatar is ready, you can jump straight into creating your video. First, hit Create Video. Then, select the orientation, either landscape or vertical, depending on where you plan to publish. After that, choose your avatar from the list. Here's where the magic happens. You can type in the missing script line, upload an audio file, or even record your audio directly in the app. And if you've already cloned your voice, that's even better. It makes everything sound much more natural. Before you hit submit, you can tweak a couple of options like the title or FPS if you want. Then just press submit and your fixed clip will be ready in no time. Now let's talk about audio. And for this, we're heading over to 11labs.io. They just launched a studio feature that gives you a full workflow for enhancing your video with voiceovers, music, and sound effects. Definitely worth checking out. But today, let's focus on one specific feature that can really improve your videos, and that is sound effects. Imagine you've got some great drone footage, but the audio didn't come out well. Or maybe you just need a bit of background ambience for a travel clip. Sure, your editing software might already have a built-in sound library, but with 11 Labs, you can actually generate custom effects that fit your video perfectly. Here's how it works. You start by creating a prompt. It can be detailed or rather simple, for example, ocean waves and birds. Then you can set the duration, turn on looping if you need it, and even adjust how closely the generation follows your prompt. Once you're ready, just hit the arrow to generate. After a few seconds, you'll get 4 different samples. Listen through them, pick the one that works best, and download it. From there, it's as simple as dropping it straight into your editing timeline. This is especially useful when you want the sound to match your exact footage, like pairing ocean waves with a Bali clip. It makes the whole scene feel much more natural and immersive. Alright, hack number 5 is all about scripting. And honestly, this one could be its own full tutorial, because ChatGPT has a ton of use cases here. You can use it to brainstorm video ideas when you're stuck, combine information from several sources into one script, rewrite your draft in the style of your favorite creator, or even generate titles and descriptions. I've actually made a full video that dives into all of this with detailed prompts and examples. So, instead of cramming everything here, I'll point you there. Check the link, and you'll learn exactly how to get the most out of ChatGPT for your scripting workflow. So, those are my 5 favorite AI hacks for creators who work with real footage and real personality. I hope they give you some inspiration for your own videos.